I don't really know why I'm here, but I hate working with sick people. Hey, how's it going? My name's Aaron, and this is the LeBauer Consulting Channel, and today I want to help you figure out, should you actually become a physical therapist? Because a lot of people say, Aaron, Dr. LeBauer, I want to be a physical therapist, or why should I be a physical therapist, or should I be a physical therapist even though I can only go earn $55,000 or $65,000 or $75,000 a year? And you're starting to choose different careers, etc. So that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. And if this is your first time here, my name is Dr. Aaron LeBauer. I am a licensed physical therapist. I'm also a massage therapist, a yoga teacher, and I've been doing this for 20 years. And for the last 7 or 8 years, I've been helping other passionate physical therapists create physical therapy businesses that do not rely on insurance companies. When you're thinking about joining the physical therapy profession, there's a couple things that you need to consider. Like, one, do you actually like working with sick people? Because I had a classmate in PT school. We're in our cadaver lab, and we're looking over the cadaver, and I'm trying to get to know everyone. I'm like, well, why'd you come to PT school? And someone said, well, I got an exercise sports science degree. It sounded like the next best thing to do. I didn't know what else to do, something like that. And then the other lab partner was like, I don't really know why I'm here, but I hate working with sick people. Like, you don't like working with sick people? If you don't like working with sick people and you don't like helping people, maybe your skills are better used in another profession. I mean, that's clear. Okay, if you just have an exercise and sports science degree and you don't know what to do next, go move to California for 10 years. I did it. I had a great time. I've got thousands of stories from living in California for a decade before I then decided to become a physical therapist. So if you're just getting out of college, or you're looking to transition from one career into another and you're unsure if physical therapy is right for you, listen in, because I'm going to give you some of the details about everything I've learned and what I've helped other people do. And if you're just getting out of school or you're thinking about it and you feel pressured to make a decision, don't be pressured. It'll be here for a long time. There's plenty of time left in life to become a physical therapist. You can become a PT at the age of 50 and treat patients until you're 65 or 70. No big deal. You got time. If you've been doing this a while, just know I went back to school when I was 34. My wife is now going back to school at the age of 43. So there's plenty of time and there's plenty of opportunity out there for you. So what is physical therapy? Let me help you with that first. So what does a physical therapist really do? Physical therapists are more than just post-surgical rehab experts or technicians, as many people would have you believe. Physical therapists are movement experts. We are pain and injury specialists. Okay, we know more than most other medical professions about pain and injury and diagnosing injuries, and we do it with our hands without expensive imaging or unnecessary injections, etc. Orthopedic surgeons on research score like 1 or 2%, a little higher on their diagnostic ability, and everyone else is 20% lower than PTs for musculoskeletal injuries, which are injuries to your bones, joints, and muscles. So, a physical therapist is someone that understands movement, and we spend years learning movement. And so we become a physical therapist. One of the hazards of your job is you go back to a group yoga class or exercise class and you're analyzing everyone's gait and you know what's wrong with them before they even lift or sit down. So it's one of those things that I really love. And if you like solving problems and analyzing movement patterns and touching people and working with sick people and helping them feel amazing, it can be a great profession. Here's what we do. If you enjoy working with people, physical therapy would be great for you. At the same time, you don't have to work with people to be a physical therapist, because there's a lot of different things that physical therapists do. I work in outpatient physical therapy. Outpatient physical therapy means people come out of their home to my clinic or out of the hospital to my clinic. Okay, so if you don't like working with people, you can still be a physical therapist and do wound care, you can do research, you can teach. You still have to work with people to some extent. If you like working with your hands, physical therapists who do a lot of work with our hands, whether it's guiding people through exercise or doing manual therapy, manipulation, soft tissue treatments, etc. if you want to work with your hands. So one of the things I love doing is working with my vintage Lambretta and Vespa scooters, because I get to problem solve and I get to use my hands, and I get to do something that's interesting, and I revive old things and make them new again, which is what I do with people, which is pretty cool. So if you like working with cars, motorcycles, and you like movement and exercise of some sort, it can be a great profession. And it's really rewarding seeing people who have been one or two other places and didn't get a result, and then I can get them a result. Or they got hurt and now I can help them feel better, and I give them hope and the ability to do more with their life than when they thought it was all over. Like, I'm gonna hurt forever, which isn't really true. So if you're a problem solver, across the board, pretty much physical therapy is a profession of problem solvers and healers. So, you can get in and just go do your thing, but if you're just gonna go do your thing, go sit at a computer in a bank and make more money. Easier, and get out at 4 and don't deal with everyone's interpersonal relationships. If you like working with athletes, well, look, if you like working with athletes, you have to work really hard for a little bit less pay, because everyone wants to work with top level athletes, but they're not the most fun to work with. If you want to work with high school students, the customer is their parent, but you can absolutely work with athletes. But you can also do that as a massage therapist, personal trainer, ATC, strength coach. If you like working with moms, you like working with kids, you like working with seniors and baby boomers, you like helping people that are stuck, that are having a problem that they can't figure out on their own, this is a great profession. If you like to do that with them, help them with your hands and show them some things to do, because physical therapy isn't a profession of we do it for you for the rest of your life. It's like, we're going to show you how to do it for yourself. I'm going to teach you how to do it for yourself. I'm going to use my hands a little bit to get your body moving when you couldn't do it on your own, and I'm going to show you how to do that and empower you to be able to live a more active life. If you like to wear comfortable clothes, if you don't want to wear a coat and tie every day, this is a great profession. You can wear sneakers, you can wear pants, khakis. You could wear jeans. Even though I own my own business, I still don't wear jeans. I don't wear cutoff jeans either. If you have a job somewhere like a hospital, skilled nursing center, or some other clinic, there may be a dress code, but it's generally not with ties and suits and like really hard leather shoes. If you like movement, if you are a massage therapist, a strength coach, a personal trainer, what else? If you've come from another like healing profession or movement profession, this is a great next step for you to add a ton of information and credentials, to your toolbox to help all your patients you've been helping. Because PTs work in a lot of different settings. We work in hospitals, we work in outpatient clinics, we work in hospital-based clinics. PTs work for sports teams. They work for businesses like Google. I have a friend who works at Google as their physical therapist. PTs travel with people. I have a friend who was a travel PT, and they traveled with their client, and they were like a private physical therapist. They work out of their own homes. They go to people's homes. They go to businesses. And they work for government. They work for private businesses. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this. They sit in basements and research. They go to a cadaver lab every day. They teach in schools. There are a couple different things. Everyone, type parts of the profession, everyone thinks that PTs just work with athletes, and they only do it after surgery, which is really kind of what you see in the media. Unfortunately, we're really good at preventing surgery and injections and medications. We work in orthopedics, which is muscle and joint problems, movement problems. We work in neurological problems, which create movement problems. That's where something's impacted your nerves or your brain, like a traumatic brain injury, a stroke, a nerve compression, diseases like multiple sclerosis. They impact your nerves and how your nerves move your body, and we can help with that. There's also wound care. Physical therapists do wound care. Yep. So if you have for patients that have bed sores or diabetic ulcers, physical therapists can remove necrotic tissue, which is dead tissue or non-viable tissue, which is a really important process of healing so that people do not get hospital-borne infections or infections from these wounds. We teach in high schools, colleges, universities. We work in sports. We work with geriatric population, people over 65. We work in pediatrics, people under 18. We work with women's health. We do, what are some of the other niches? Just golf, just baseball, just canoeing, just pain, just soft tissue. People specialize in all kinds of different things. But wait, it costs too much to go to PT school, and I looked on Google and saw I can only earn $80,000 a year. Well, you know what? If you get into PT right now and you're thinking, how am I going to pay off my student loans? Yeah, that's a really important conversation to have with yourself and with the other people in your life who are helping you make this decision. But just know, there's more opportunity out there if you want it and go get it to generate over $100,000 a year in PT. If you just want a job where you clock in and clock out and earn $75,000 a year, there's plenty of other jobs that you can do that. You don't have to go spend $80,000 to $150,000 to get a degree for it. Are you following me? Because you could go get a job, go get a degree as a physician's assistant. It's a 2-year degree, and your earning potential as an employee is much higher than as a physical therapist, even though you're not autonomous. As a physician's assistant, you have a physician that co-signs your notes and you work for them. As a physical therapist, you have autonomy to treat patients the way you want and start your own business, etc. But if you just want to go get a job, you're earning at the hospital, your earning potential isn't nearly as high. So what do you have to do to make your loans feel insignificant? Go crush the exams, become a physical therapist, and take your ideas and put them into action so you can get a job. You can get a part-time job or a full-time job and do a side hustle and generate $100,000 or more. You could start your own business, and it doesn't have to be like mine in a clinic. It can be online. It can be telehealth. You can create a product or a service that you sell, and you use your degree to leverage your knowledge and connections to do something amazing for the world. So don't let the income ceiling stop you from going to PT. That's just another excuse. So here's some other options if you're like, okay, it is a lot of money. I can't even get in. I'm not exactly sure I want it. So what would be some of the other options that are close by? Massage therapy. You can get a massage degree, depending on the state, anywhere from 1 month to 1 year. And it can cost anywhere from probably $3,000 to $10,000, maybe $15,000 total. Okay, as a massage therapist in every state, you can treat patients and you can do pretty much whatever you want with them within the realm of massage therapy, within your practice act. You can't do dry needling, you can't do manipulation, you probably can't do electrical stimulation, but I'd never do that anyways, and you can't diagnose or prescribe. But you can do a lot of treatment, you can spend a lot of time with people, and you can earn pretty good money working for yourself, not at Massage Envy. Massage Envy, you're gonna make $18 an hour plus a $8 tip. You can become a physical therapist assistant, and that's an easier avenue to get into physical therapy, but there's a big gap between being a PTA and a physical therapist in the education, but there's a smaller gap in the pay. So it can be a great option. If you want to use PTA as a stepping stone to PT, it's a little bit harder than going and becoming a massage therapist and stepping stone into PT, because as a PTA, you'll have taken a bunch of classes that most physical therapy programs will make you repeat. You can also go and become an occupational therapist. Occupational therapists deal more with everyday movements like feeding, swallowing, dressing, those kinds of things, versus, I ruptured my ACL and I need to rehab, or I sprained my ankle, my back hurts, etc. But OT can be a great profession, and you can do a lot of the same things as a PT. It's just a little bit different degree to get into doing the same types of activities with your patients. You become a chiropractor. Well, there's less schools and less places, but chiropractic is pretty popular, but it's slightly different, maybe personality, but chiropractic may be great. And a lot of times, a great chiropractor and a great PT, you put them together, you don't know their credentials, and they'll treat very similarly, because we can all manipulate and we can all prescribe exercise. Chiropractors just cannot do physical therapy, because physical therapy is not a modality, it's a profession. Acupuncture. If you're more into meridians and energy and healing people like an Eastern philosophy, acupuncture is great. It's just not recognized by a lot of insurance companies, so people as acupuncturists struggle because they say, oh, patients can't come and use their insurance. Well, the thing is, is they're relying on insurance, and insurance is just going to tell them how to treat patients and how long. So they really have it as good as they need it. They just got to make the best out of it. So don't let that be the thing. Same with massage therapists. Massage therapists want insurance to recognize them, to give them legitimacy, but all it is going to pile a bunch of extra paperwork and BS on top of it. But acupuncture is great, and there's some great acupuncturists, and it's amazing. Or you could become a physician, or you might be like me and go, I was on track to be pre-med, and I sat down for organic chemistry and realized I didn't want my life to be like that, which is 4 hours of organic chemistry a night and all studying all the time. I actually wanted to have fun. So I had fun, and I made that decision. It was really tough, and I said to have fun. So I had fun through school, I had fun after school, and I went to San Francisco and had fun. I became a massage therapist. I had a great time. I raced bikes. I went to PT school, and now I'm having fun. Like, fun drives my life. I didn't want to go and do 8 years of med school so I could spend 10 to 15 minutes with my patients and have people leave unsatisfied because I don't have time to listen to them. So that's why I didn't become a physician, just like my dad and my uncles and everybody. But there's some great physicians out there, and it doesn't have to define you. If you don't let the hospitals and insurance companies define your path, you can get a degree that gives you the credibility and authority and autonomy. Do what you want with patients, which is what I do in our practice here in Greensboro. Is we happen to be a 100% cash-based or out-of-network physical therapy clinic, which means we work directly for our patients. We do not contract with insurance, so insurance cannot dictate how we treat our patients by saying, we're not going to pay for that, or you did 3 units and we're only going to pay for 2, or we're only going to pay for 50% of the second unit, or deny claims because the patient came in saying their knee hurt, but what I really found was it was a hip problem, and now I've treated their hip, and the insurance company says, yeah, but the code was for the knee and you can't treat the hip, we won't pay for those. So that's what insurance companies do, and that's why we work directly for patients. So if you're interested in learning more about how we work for patients and not insurance companies, make sure you check out the link below where I've got a free book. It's called The Cash PT Blueprint, How I Built and Scaled a 100% Cash Practice when people told me it wouldn't work, it was unethical, and no one would pay more than their copay for physical therapy. It's free, it just covers shipping and handling, and I'll send it to you. It's cashptblueprintbook.com, or you can check the link below. And while you're down there, hit like and subscribe so you get notified of more great videos about physical therapy and physical therapy business. This is LeBauer, and I'll see you on the next video.